Hello, I am your teacher, Mr. Pacitti, and this is my classroom here in Hotlanta, Georgia. So put away your mobile phones, put away your stickle bricks. It's time to concentrate. It's time to study. This is SmackDown Live, and this is Graded. We kick things off with WWE Champion AJ Styles, who of course is scheduled to face Daniel Bryan this Friday at Crown Jewel in location redacted. He says that he has something to get off his chest and immediately calls out Daniel Bryan. AJ apologizes for accidentally hitting Daniel Bryan last week. Daniel Bryan accepts the apology but says, "I don't see you as a friend. I don't see you as a colleague. All I see is the WWE title, and I'm going to take that at Crown Jewel on Friday." Boo! Georgia crowd. Boo! Saudi Arabia. Mute them, Kevin, quick! AJ says that Bryan didn't let him finish, and actually, he hit him on purpose, and Bryan's like, well, duh, and then he takes his shirt off, so you know it's going down, and they look like they're about to start scrapping, but before they can, here comes the money! Out comes Shane McMahon. Shane says that we shouldn't have to wait until Friday at Crown Jewel to see Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. No, that is going to happen right now. This promo gets a C. It wasn't bad or anything. It was just there, of course, because it had to be. They had to get Daniel Bryan away from Saudi Arabia, but they also sort of had to give the advertised match, so they're going to do it on SmackDown. It was perfectly serviceable. There was nothing wrong with it, but it was just... It is what it is. It gets a C. So let's get to the match itself. I thought this was brilliant. Not just because it was an exciting match, but especially because the in-ring psychology made perfect sense. It might sound simple, and it is, but AJ Styles spent the whole match working Daniel Bryan's leg so Daniel Bryan couldn't properly deliver that running knee, and also so that AJ Styles' calf crusher was more effective, while Daniel Bryan spent the whole match working AJ Styles' arm so that AJ Styles couldn't hit the phenomenal forearm, and also so that his yes lock was more effective. This is the most fundamental of in-ring storytelling. Both men were threatened by the other's offense, so worked strategically to try to increase their own chance of winning. It's stuff like this that makes finishers seem all the more threatening in a quite subtle way, and I just wish we would see more of this every week. So another absolutely fantastic match to kick off an episode of SmackDown. I thought we might have to wait a little bit longer after the instant classic opener that was Becky versus Charlotte from a few weeks ago, but nope, this was terrific. And if you watch Graded, just because you don't have time to watch the full episode of SmackDown, I'd absolutely advise you to make time to watch this match, if nothing else. Lots of submission moves, action all over the place, a hot crowd, and then Daniel Bryan loses after AJ Styles hits the Styles Clash, which was beautifully transitioned into the calf crusher. Also really nice to see the babyface tap out. We don't see it very often, I guess because WWE thinks it makes the babyface look weak, perhaps after years and years of Cena, never give up, never give up, never give up. But here it made so much sense because Daniel Bryan had his leg worked on for the whole match. So when AJ Styles finally locked in that calf crusher, Daniel didn't give up immediately. There was a bit of a fight, a bit of drama. But it made the finish so much more impactful to see him tap out rather than get pinned. Bryan and AJ get an A. I totally loved this match from start to finish, and then after the match, they embrace, they hug, and then from out of nowhere, Samoa Joe runs in, attacks both men. What does this mean? It means they need a new match for Friday, obviously. Quick Jeff Hardy promo where he talks about how he's an artist and he does art and has paintbrushes, but most importantly that he's the best in the world. We then get The Miz talking about how he's the best in the world, and CM Punk is rolling in his bed. Backstage now with SmackDown Live General Manager Paige, who is joined by Charlotte, and Paige asks Charlotte, "Hey, do you want to be the captain of the SmackDown Live women's team at Survivor Series? Even though you're a massive loser who couldn't beat Becky at Evolution." Kidding, by the way, it was a brilliant match. Charlotte says that she just doesn't think that she's the woman for the job, sad face. And I like this. I thought this was a clever way to garner sympathy for Charlotte after they've totally ruined her as a babyface in the feud with Becky Lynch. So I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. Next up, in the words of Byron Saxton, put on your spooky hats, embrace your fears, it's time for the trick or street fight. So we get the usual New Day, oh Atlanta! But then, instead of the New Day's theme, we get, oh T-Rail, oh, down, down, boom, 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 boom. the Brood's theme starts playing, one of the greatest Attitude Era themes of all time, one of the most underrated entrances ever. Shut up and take my A's. So then out come the Bar. Sheamus has been antiqued for some reason, followed by the Big Show, and the match tonight is Cesaro versus Big E. The one-on-one action lasts for about a minute before all hell breaks loose on the outside. Sheamus ends up nailing Kofi with the pancakes, and then Big E grabs Xavier and tries to drown him in the bobbing for apple bucket, and then back in the ring, and Cesaro slams Big E on the pumpkins. If you've got a friend that, hey, maybe they would be interested in wrestling, maybe you want to get them into professional wrestling, this probably isn't the match to show them first. Big E picks up the win with the big ending and picks up a big B- in the process. We always whinge about these stupid holiday-themed matches, and sure, they are absolutely dumb, but as long as they don't happen in feuds which are super serious and super personal, then I don't mind them that much. They're just a bit of fun. We then go backstage for a big squabbly argument with all 4 of the SmackDown entrants in WWE's World Cup, and they're all just basically saying, I'm the best in the world. No, 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 It's CM Punk. I've already made the joke. Whatever. Just stop saying best in the world. Interesting addition to the match, however, Shane adds that whoever gets to the final, if they're beaten by a Raw superstar, they are fired from SmackDown. All right, Shane, you dick. Backstage again, and AJ confronts Paige and says that he wants Samoa Joe at Crown Jewel in location redacted on Friday, and yeah, sure, I mean, it was obviously that was going to happen after what happened earlier in the night. I really do just hope that we get back to an AJ Styles Daniel Bryan feud after this, because I just enjoyed that opener so much, but again, this is what it is, whatever. Up next, Shinsuke Nakamura versus RTruth, and this was a match. There was a dance break in the middle, but obviously this was just so thrown together. It was, I don't really have anything to say about this one. It was the most average of matches. It's a C. So remember when the AJ Nakamura feud ended, and we were like, oh man, this is damaged Nakamura. He needs something. And then they put the US title on him, and we were like, yeah! This is great. He's going to have brilliant showings. This could easily be the highlight of SmackDown every week. If he just has great match after great match after great match, it will make the title feel bigger. It'll legitimize Shinsuke Nakamura. RTruth versus Nakamura. Most weeks we don't even see Nakamura wrestle, and it has become abundantly clear that they put the title on him because they didn't have any plans for the belt or Nakamura himself. And I don't know, it's just so frustrating to see. Just give the guy a story. Oh yeah, and Nakamura won, by the way. I should have probably mentioned that earlier. Next up, please welcome SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch, aka the man who faces Ronda Rousey at Survivor Series in a few weeks because shut up Nia Jax. Becky talks about how she won at Evolution, how she was the last woman standing, and how she was the rightful main event, which isn't wrong. And then she says, what's next for Becky Lynch? Ronda Rousey. And the crowd boo. The crowd boo loudly. And that's how over Becky Lynch is. She got Ronda Rousey booed in like a minute. Becky says that she hasn't come here to cosplay. She hasn't come here to promote a reality TV show. She's going to Survivor Series and she's going to rip your arm off. A. I know giving this promo an A may seem like I'm being overly generous, but I don't think I am. It did everything that it needed to do in a concise and effective way. It played up the real-life feeling that Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair should have main evented at Evolution, which, as I say, it should have. And then she just calls out Ronda Rousey with, like, a line, and it was perfect. Essentially, Becky did in 2 minutes what could have been dragged out for 10 minutes. So, cheers to the writers, cheers to Becky Lynch, and cheers to you for watching this video. I'm a pandering bastard. Oh, AJ! So now we get a Samoa Joe promo, and he does the Wendy stuff, and it was a good promo. It always is with Samoa Joe. It was fantastically delivered, but it just felt weird, like we'd stepped into a time machine. Main event time, and it's all 4 potential best in the worlds taking on each other in a tag match. Holla holla, Jeff Hardy and Rey Mysterio taking on The Miz and Randy Orton. An enjoyable enough tag match. Jeff takes control in the early stages and then goes up for the Whisper in the Wind, but Miz grabs him and pulls him off, not like that, and then the heels take control. The heels beat up Hardy for a bit, and then eventually Jeff manages to get the hot tag. Mysterio comes in, crowd goes wild, and long story short, Jeff and Ray win after what was actually a really cool 619 Swanton Bomb combination. I'm gonna give this one a B-. It feels like I'm just glossing over the match, but I'm really not. Like, as soon as this was announced, we knew exactly what we were getting, and that is exactly what we got. So yeah, B-, it was fun enough. After the match, Randy Orton RKOs everybody, because of course he does, what a bastard, and this was a fun SmackDown. It gets a B+ from me. The highlights were absolutely AJ versus Bryan and Becky Lynch's promo. There was nothing especially bad on this show. It would have been nice to see a women's match, it would have been nice to see Sanity, and it would have been especially nice to see Andrade Cien Almas. I miss you. Anyway, happy birthday to my mother, Lynn Pack. Today is her birthday, so I love you tremendously. Happy birthday to you. And of course, happy Halloween to each and every one of you watching. Let me know what you're dressing up as in the comments below. I was going to dress up as a plaster, a band-aid, but I thought, that's going to be really difficult to pull off. So that's all from me. Thanks for watching, and you can follow me on Twitter here. If you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can pledge to our Patreon. That's patreon.com/Cultaholic. And most importantly, don't forget to hit subscribe and join us.